Welcome to the Frighttube. It's your Friday host, Scotty Slasher, with you again. And this week, I'll be reviewing Phantasm 3. Now this, Phantasm 3, is by far my favorite sequel out of the whole bunch. Now, a lot of fans didn't care as much for this one as the previous entries, basically because of there's a little tiny bit of comedy in it, and I think it makes it better. I think it gives it an 80s feel, even though I think this movie was made in or actually released in 93. But starting off with this story, it takes place exactly where the first one left off, except this time we have the return of the original actor that played Mike. A Michael Baldwin comes back because basically what happened in the whole story of why they replaced him is because Universal gave him a lot of money for the sequel, Part 2. So Part 2 was more expensive to make than any of the movies. After it didn't do that great at the box office, though, Coscarelli just, when he made the new one, Part 3, he was allowed to pick whoever he wanted to. So, of course, he brought back the original Mike. And this one also is the return of Jody, Mike's brother, who's played by Bill Thornberry. Start of the movie, you see Jody appears to Mike, and somehow the tall man zones onto it and captures Mike, and it's basically the movie is Reggie trying to find Mike and trying to rescue him from the tall man. On the way, you find some really cool characters. One of my favorite characters is a character by the name of Tim, I believe. It's the little boy, and he's had to fend for himself for a while, so he kicks ass. He kills these three, I guess, what would you call them? Thieves that come and ransack the towns that have been empty and dry, and they murder, all the other people that are still around, because there's three of them. They're kind of big. It's like a girl and two guys. One of them a really big dude. But the kid kills him and saves Reggie, and they end up looking for Mike together. Also, is the introduction of a character named Rocky. She's a strong black female character, and she knows karate, and she does a little thing with the nunchucks and all that. She's really cool, and actually, out of all the Phantasm movies, she is the only female main character that survives. Like all the other characters in Part 1, Part 2, Part 4, actually, too. Any character that is a female, normally they're going to die in the Phantasm movies. So she actually gets away at the very end. That's kind of a spoiler, but it's not that big of a spoiler. The ending, of course, is that famous Phantasm ending of somebody going through glass, and I'm not going to say who it is. Also, we have the introduction of a lot of different weird stuff, like Mike is with the tall man the whole time, so the tall man is messing around with Mike's head a little bit. So you're going to have to check this movie out to get exactly what I'm saying. But please check out the first two and then watch Part 3. It's my favorite sequel, a little bit more of a comedy element in some aspects, but still the effects are, as always, great. Really good kill scenes. This is the first movie they refer to the first and only movie they've referred to the spheres as sentinels. So it's got a lot of cool stuff in it, and I think Phantasm 3, I mean, it's right up there with Part 1 in my opinion. And return of the original cast member of Mike. A Michael Baldwin comes back to play Mike. So, check it out. Phantasm 3.
Boy!